All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Summertime Rendering, episode 11.
All right, we're on a dungeon crawl, and we found a whole bunch of shadow babies.
Yeah, so...
As you do.
Open
DM's
season.
Just putting some weird shit in the way right now. So, we killing, all the babies, I guess.
Yep, that's right. You've got unlimited nails, because this nail gun is a copy. So, well, it's a real thing now. But yeah, so just, start firing. Spray and pray.
Spray and pray. So, all right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah, just run through them, I guess.
Yep. Right, forget pinning them down.
Oh, they don't even care about...
Interesting.
That is a bit worrisome.
Hey! He came prepared. It's not gonna last forever though, so keep shooting those nails.
Yeah. Let's go. Jeez. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, they might be about to be rescued.
Yeah, so...
You?
What the thing they seem to be setting up here is that Hizuru's kind of portent ability, the ability to kind of see what's coming, is coming into play here.
I'm guessing that's because her brother is actually a shadow, and in the same way that Ushio is able to tell where shadows are, he is too.
But that's different.
Because he wasn't doing that before?
Well, no, it's the idea that, remember, at the festival, Hizuru saw the gunshot coming before it actually did, and then dodged out of the way so it wasn't fatal, and this is a follow-up on that, ability-wise. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. What the fuck?
Is she the only one? Oh, okay, he saw her too. All right.
Why is everyone being lured? Yeah. We just co-hallucinated, no big deal. Respect! Nope, hey!
Right, yeah,
nope,
busy man, that's why.
Yep. Nope, I'm not scared or anything, nope.
Ah, there you go.
Oh my gosh. This is such
She's
a
rich.
Yeah.
And if some other person...
Oh,
yeah.
yes!
Right.
Wow, the fact that there's coral and shit. This.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the water
This place
used to be higher.
flooded, yeah.
Yeah. And they're so vibrant, like, and colorful. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, underwater is beautiful.
Well, right, but like, they... Oh, that's why!
Holy shit! I mean, theoretically, that would be one way.
That would be a way out.
But who knows if you'd be able to hold your breath long enough.
Wait. What? Why is she freaking out? Uh-huh. No.
We in vampire territory.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right, so in the final timeline, you need to keep her from being cremated.
Yeah. Oh.
二人とも少しでも妙な動きをしたら、牛尾さんの命はないですよ。
Oh.
なんでお前がここにおる。時か。
一度上がって別の入り口を探しますか。地図だとちょうど島の真ん中あたりのようです。
Oh, hey, she got a clinic.
おそらく出入り口はないやろ。少なくとも人が通れる出入り口はな。まさか実在したんか。
Whoa. Whoa.
さんから聞いた。
Whoa. Okay.
人ヶ島の地下にはどでかい空洞が横たわっちゃあるんや。遠昔、人ヶ島の守り神ヒルコ様がこの島に流れ着いた。
Damn. Okay, we gotta pay attention. This is some
Yeah.
hardcore lore here.
カナキリの子がいる。いた戻って。
静かに。
Oh my god.
I love it.
さっきのは見間違えちゃいます。テツさんも見ましたよね。もうエリカさんに言うといてあげますよ。
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
頼もしかったってことを。
え、それ。
Oh.
しおりちゃん。
What the fuck?
待ってミオちゃん、どうやって。
Yeah, 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 yeah.
の向こうへ。6万もした川口なんやけど。
Nice call.
船ミオさんと
Yeah, follow behind him.
鉄ですね。当たったかもしれません。お姉ちゃんの嫌な予感が。
So they're actually being helped by the way that it's doing
Well,
this because
But it could also, yeah, it's totally a trap.
少なくともミオさんは人間ですよ。
Because those bars can come back later.
right.
鬼が出るか。
Okay, now what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, and the whole shit that she was saying with Mio of like, you should hang out with me tomorrow.
後ろに指一本触れさせない。
She's not a shadow though.
No, no.
Yeah.
Shit. Because she. Yeah, yeah.
残念でした、新平さん。少しお話ししましょう。
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Oh. Hi.
どうも悪いね、ネゴロ君。今日の食事にこちらを追加する。時期9時だ。急いで運んでくれたまえ。
はい、先生。
Oh my god.
うしょ。くそ、やめろよ時子。そう、落ち着け。あ？殺すつもりならとっくに終わってるよ。こいつらは牛を連れてくだけや。
But that's potentially worse.
No, 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 because we could get info out of this, and he could just loop back with new knowledge. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I need
イエス
to.
と受け取るぞ。
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
沈黙。
yeah. Uh huh.
ならまだだ。まだ早い。すまない牛を。あと少し。あともう少しだけ耐えてくれ。どこへ連れてく？父親のところか。お前、親父に言われてこんな。
何にも知らん、お兄ちゃん。
Damn.
まあ当然や。お兄ちゃんはお父さんに選ばれやんかった。
Shit.
Oh. You don't get to
Shit.
continue the family business.
Right.
むしろ知ってもらういい機会と捉えます。
Yeah, 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 yeah. Do that, do that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
ヒルコ様がお待ちです。
Oh my god.
それだと外します。
私のことはいい。
わかりました。
自分の的に集中
But yeah, that's definitely going into precognitive kind of territory.
これは
Yeah, it shouldn't survive in open air. Yeah, exactly.
なんや
Yeah, yeah.
深海の
Yeah,
生物。
exactly. Yep.
昔テレビで
It
見
should
た
be
ことがあり
white
ま
if
す。
it's up here.
地上
Be
で
dead.
生きてるな
Yep.
んてありえません。これらはすべて影ですね。後ろ。
不死身か。
あれお前は
What is going
あ
on?
なたが死んでないと仮定すれば辻褄が合うんですよ。あなたは僕にやられたように見せかけ地中へ潜った。
Oh.
違いますか？姉は下水道が怪しいと睨んでいた。
No way.
がヒズルやお前に言うてもわからんか南方龍之介
おいお前、奴に名前を。
子供部屋で話した時に気ぃついとまさかヒズルの中に入っとったとはな
はいね。
14年ぶりの再会というわけです。
Oh shit.
あなたには用は
Oh.
人格と記憶だけのあなたに体の方はどこへ行ったんですか？母の右目を奪い去った 体の方
Fuck.
初めっからお前は
Shit.
防がれた
Shit.
ヒズルも龍之介も体の行方を知らん。ジジイの方は嫁やん。
Yep, yep.
殺しても
ええよ。
あいつら人間の影やない。なんやもっとおぞましい別の中や。
気ぃつけよよ。あいつはずれちゃあるさけな。2秒かそこら先の方へずれちゃある。
Yep, yep, yep. The future sight. Oh shit. Shit. Yeah. Copied gun, yeah.
Well, shit.
Yep, yep. Dodge, yep, yep. God. 2 seconds of seeing the future, too. God, yeah, just duplicate them, yep. Oh, too many.
終わんのか。
必要ないでしょう。血が黒い肝臓を撃ち抜きました。致命傷です。
Going to die eventually.
死ぬ。
Wow.
牛尾と新平君たちは
もうそこまで来てるが安心せえ。トキコに野良を2人つけちゃある。
それはつまり真相を前に
Right,
して
right.
ループすんのが嫌やったんじゃな。とことんギリギリまでやるってこと。そうやろ新平。私とちゃうで。ヒルコさんです。彼女の腹の虫です。でもね、新平さん、妙には言わんといてください。これから見ること、知ることを。
My one friend.
Yeah, but they know about his time looping.
長い長い影が
Uh-huh.
天井まで伸びている。
Yeah.
その影の根元には
Oh shit.
Oh.
Holy crap.
ちょうど9時やな。食事の時間じゃ。
Well,
Okay.
you fucked up by not looping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quick, Ushio!
Run!
Cut my head off!
Hair slice. All
Yep.
right. Well, this
That's,
this could be really bad. This could be really good. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So
I like.
Heine is here
Yes.
physically in the flesh, hooked up to life support, showing that she needs the help of humans in order to
Right.
actually like stay around.
Which also means potentially, hey, if Ushio made another nail gun.
Pop, 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 pop.
Now, granted, okay, killing humans very different from killing shadows. I'm
But
glad
we
that
also
that's
don't necessarily know what Heine is.
Yeah.
Because Heine is in some ways being referred to in the same way that Hiruko is hungry. Oh, here's Heine. Oh, so Heine is Hiruko? Heine is the god?
Yeah.
We will...
I guess, but
maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
This is a very concerning thing
Is a
as
very
far as
concerning
developments.
thing,
However, thankfully, So's sister, I forget her name, but
Tokiko.
Tokiko, yeah. She specifically mentioned, don't tell any of this to Mio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't talk about what you learn here. So
She knows that...
she knows that Shinpei can time loop, but also she doesn't believe that they'll be able to just cut out his
Stop
eye
him
and
here.
give it back to Heine.
Yeah.
So that's at least good, because that would be the true bad end. It's like, haha, yeah, we got you good. Yeah, you're our prisoner, and now we're just taking you right to the lady that you have the eye of, and this is the final bad end, you know.
Right.
But
right. So they're going to gain information from this in the same way that Shinpei's going to gain information from this. And that's probably the
Yeah.
scary thing, is we don't know what Heine's abilities are, with the ability to then, you know, interact with him through time, but also by extension there to be the, what happens if you bring two people with time-related abilities to interact with each other, and they can communicate outside of time,
or
to
at the very
themselves.
least, even if you
It's
don't, if you have that, then you get singularity stuff, and that gets crazy.
Well, it gets crazy, but it's for now, Shinpei has been the only one really fighting. he hasn't had to fight Heine because Heine's been doing their own thing. So it's oh no, Heine is now a player just by the fact that they're now meeting in physical
and
close proximity.
what I'm guessing is that it's not as much the actual time manipulation stuff because she doesn't have the eye and the festival stuff hasn't happened, all that stuff. But she might have some
other things.
She might be able to remember things that have happened from her perspective in other timelines. So if she comes here and she's able to, like, say, scan his brain, right, then she might be able to know, oh, okay, we know all the stuff that they've done so far. And then from here on out...
By extension, they know the future because those are part of his memories.
Yes, right. And so then it's all right, now you're kind of working on a blank slate here because you can't take for granted any of the stuff that has already happened or whatever, right? Unless it's, canonized. That's... Yeah.
So right now we're hoping basically that Heine is not here to eat Shinpei, because I have to assume on some level that Heine is not here to do that. It's something it's something about communicating to Shinpei with regards to Heine's goals, because for some reason Tokiko, a human, wants to do this. It's not just because probably she's being manipulated by her father, which is definitely going to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I like that that's confirmed.
I think that that's confirmed. But I think that the other thing is that there's some part of this that actually is a consistent reminder outside of the negative influence of a father. I think that there's something about the truth of this world and what this whole thing is that she's like, no, this is actually the good way to do things. And while I have maybe some internal conflict about some of it, like she doesn't want Mio to get hurt or anything like that, or to have Mio no longer be her friend or something like that.
Right, there was still the point in the bad end before at the festival where she was like, I dirtied my hands and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is what she dirtied her hands with. And now it's holy shit, she brined her hands deep in the ocean. She dirtied her hands.
Yep.
What the fuck is going on right now?
So this is...
We're in uncharted territory.
We're in uncharted waters for sure. We have a lot of different players down in this general area, which I find interesting because that's one group on its own. Okay, cool. They'll find some stuff out, and something like this will be all kinds of scary and whatnot.
Yeah.
But what happens when all of these groups converge, right? Because that's what we're kind of waiting to happen.
Yeah. I think that enough things have happened differently from the other main routes that Heine is acting overtly. And it's something where, because of Shinpei being touched by Heine at a point in the past, Heine now has memory of that encounter.
Okay.
So it's the okay.
Gotcha. I always figured it would just be like she has a lock on Shinpei's location or something.
That could be it as well, but I think that...
Like, keep track of the time looper kind of deal.
But that doesn't make sense in that it seemed like they were trying to find Ushio, and it's no, we can't find Ushio because she's broken, and thus they kind of... I gotta say, that's one of my favorite little bits of exposition this episode, was just the casual thing of, like, she's so annoying.
It's hard to find.
It's hard to find she's broken.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. We don't need to address it anyway. The question that we had earlier of, hey, Ushio, can they sense you in the same way that you can sense them because you're a shadow? And she's like, I'm not sure. Right. Well, cool. We just had that answered.
Right. Because otherwise, a lot of the stuff up until now kind of wouldn't make sense. Yeah,
exactly.
It would fall apart.
Right.
But
Ushio is also falling apart. Like,
Ushio's falling apart.
Ushio's getting to that point where it's she might not be able to keep going.
Right. And I like the stakes also that even if Shinpei is okay, if Ushio is destroyed here, reabsorbed, whatever, things like that, you won't actually
be able to.
You won't have her until the day of the festival.
Right. The idea that there's some aspect of the mechanics in which Ushio is involved in this at all is something that we've kind of just accepted a quick explanation of. She's kind of memory hopping off of the looping that Shinpei is doing.
Right.
So that she's then able to, I believe, be set up in the next thing with the memories of what happened in the previous one. But it doesn't make sense in a couple different ways, which it means I'm still holding that explanation with a grain of salt of, I think there's a much bigger explanation of what's going on here.
Oh, and also, there was another thing that was really important that they brought up. The idea that Hizuru is not actually OG body.
No.
Yeah, which makes total sense, right? With how fast she is and everything. No, it's not just that a shadow is possessing her. A shadow, her brother probably, made a copy of her, including her memories, but the actual her is somewhere else. And so, especially if you think about an accomplice,
what scene was that kind of referenced in?
when they were fighting the Shiori and the big shadow and stuff. With the whole deal of like the 2 seconds and everything, and it's not actually her body, right? Yeah, like that would be a fantastic way for her to make sure that they wouldn't be in danger, because then even if something starts to go bad, as long as the shadow can, but in the previous timelines she did actually like bleed and stuff, and when she died it wasn't like a shadow popping, so yeah, okay, so maybe I got that wrong, but yeah, where's your body? You're only a personality and a memory.
Hold on. Let me go back to this.
Where's the body that stole Mother's
Hold on.
brain?
Put this thing here. I need to listen to who's talking here. You're only a personality and a memory, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. So
That's
the
where
personality,
the original thief looping thing
This
came
is
in.
Hizuru's body.
Right.
The shadow of her brother is just the memory and
The thing
you know,
attached,
of
basically,
of,
thing
of
here.
her,
The personality.
right, of her brother.
Right.
But the body
copy,
of her
yeah.
brother was the one that stole Heine's right eye.
Correct.
And so, okay.
So this is a
cool.
very recent thing that happened.
Right.
In terms of the grander timeline.
14 years ago.
14 years ago-ish was when the looping started.
Yeah.
And some point during that, or in between then and now, or of then and Ushio, Ushio had this passed along.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that was
okay.
probably a part of the reason as to why they left the island, was that they either needed to hide the eye and its ability.
Sure, and maybe the memory of where it was, what they did with it.
Right.
Yeah,
And then
okay, that makes sense.
And then during that time, the shadows just kind of waited for them to return. But at some point, Ushio gets the power, so it's the...
And she probably didn't always have it. It was probably, like...
No.
I mean, I suppose, okay.
We do
Theoretically...
see Ushio as a little baby, like,
and,
all the way back
and interacting with them. So theoretically, you could say that they were like, hey, we're just going to give it to this kid. She's going to be fine, because it's not like she's going to die or anything, right?
They won't keep looking for it because they're going to be looking for me, and I'll be gone.
Yeah, and I'll be gone. And then, yeah.
But then that means at some point Ushio's like starting to tap into this stuff.
And maybe that's part of how she was able to, like, because if she had the eye like super
very
early,
long
right,
time.
for 14 years, like ever since she was a little kid. Maybe that's one of the reasons why she was able to recruit her shadow, because by the time the shadow is being copied, like, no, I feel like
it gets
apart,
wild,
but,
basically.
Yeah.
Like this is a very, very wild set of revelations that we're starting to get now, and it's the thing where, oh, cool, we're seeing reoccurring antagonists now because we've gone through a new loop that's headed towards kind of a new bad end, if you will.
Yeah.
It's not that it's the worst end or anything like that, but it's
another bad end.
It's a dead end that we can't really go through with this here, but it's a good scouting sortie, if you will, for Shinpei to then come back with more information, like a lot more information. But also, this is a very problematic thing, because in this route, Minakata Ryunosuke name gets basically passed along shadow-wise, which is a very scary thing, because we need them as allies. And we can't have that information being spread around. And depending on what Heine can do beyond time and space, the fact that this is all happening now means that either Heine is now acting with more urgency because they can tell that their ability is being used to
and that people are like
things.
Specifically fucking with their plans and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, like the fact that
because for some reason this thing lured Mio and Tetsu down here, which feels like it's a
leverage on Shinpei or something, or
well, potentially, but also it's we need to act faster. So bring me food now. I need to gain power. I need to gain strength. I need to do this.
Because
this is going badly for me.
Here's the thing that feels odd about this. So we've had now 2 run-ins with Heine before this.
Right.
The first one, very bad because the whole situation was all sorts of bad.
Right. That was just everything going according to plan.
The second one, I mean, you gotta.
It was a blindsided kind of.
You got blindsided, and you've got a scar now, but other than that, like not really anything happened as far as we can tell. And now with this one, it's not going to be something that will stop Shinpei from looping, and yet it feels like the bad guys believe that this is some kind of victory, even knowing about Shinpei's time looping, and I'm not sure why.
See, that's where I don't think it's actually a full victory for them. That's why I think it's only a partial one here, because they're going to get info out of this. They don't think they can stop Shinpei from looping here.
And so
that's
given
why it's not a victory where they get the ability back.
Right, and so given that Heine must have memory that is able to persist, across time loops, because otherwise they would get nothing here, right? Unless they thought that they actually could get the eye back, which, according to what's her name, they don't think they can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So the shadow is being created by Heine. It's like stretching all the way up to the ceiling. It's crazy big and stuff like that.
Yep.
They had the stomach rumble over the yukata wrap. They even, this is something that's very, very funny here. I find it funny. I find it fucking hilarious. But she has 2 red strings of fate coming from her in a very kind of
the one that's
way.
got the sash, and then
there's the sash, but then there's literally the IV. It's her. It's a blood.
Transfusion.
Transfusion, and it's just the idea of like ha.
Yeah.
The time power waifu has literally one coming out of her very being.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing here, Sho. That's very, very, very cheeky. But just the triple confirmation that, Heine is like a god. A being of that, or at the very least is possessed by a god or something.
Right, exactly, because she has physical form enough where she needs a blood transfusion.
Right.
Which is...
But it feels like the kind of thing where it's she has some still slight tapping into her time abilities, The idea of being like, 9 o'clock sharp, it's feeding time, It's like you brought them here exactly when they are needed or something.
Right,
Which is like, okay, that's a bit creepy. But then also the...
that's actually a good point.
The idea that if she's a god or possessed by a god or something like that, wouldn't she be old? Like, so why is she in the form of a...
Well, I mean, I think that's sort of the white
small
hair thing,
waifu,
right? Like, she's been like preserved or whatever.
Yeah, by some kind of
some sort of Gollum Smeagol type shit going on. Yeah. But we had 2 different, taking the 9 o'clock sharp thing into account, but then also the 2 seconds ahead. Heine having a time thing, that makes sense. She's Heine. Ryunosuke having a 2 seconds ahead thing. Okay, they still.
It's been an open kind of mystery ever since the festival.
No, totally. And given that they're the one who stole the eye in the first place, that is some connection explanation. But given that they don't have the eye anymore, why do they still have time abilities?
Well,
right?
I think there's a couple decent explanations for that. If we go the lineage kind of theme here, all the shadows originate from some kind of great being or something like that, right? And if Heine is a representation of that, she is high up on the lineage ranking and stuff like that. And at some point, the shadow shenanigans that's going on with Minikata and Ryunosuke and all that, mixed with the idea that they had the eye at some point. All it would take is basically to have that some shadows can have abilities because they originate from the one that has the ability. So it's this is my thing that I got for being, super connected to this aspect of my goddess.
Whereas like in the case of Shiori, she's a bit built different when it comes to shadows. Like she's not quite on the level of the Giga Shadow, but like she was able to beat another shadow handedly in single combat with the Ushio shadow underwater, and she was able to get sledgehammer pounded while being pinned by nails
and still survive.
And still survive it by, I guess, going into the hole
depression in the ground
that the sledgehammer made
and
while
just
being nailed down and
right
whacked.
Yeah, so some shadows build differently, but given that we're now having the like, we're dealing with gods now, and this is all set up for Heine to then be the first connection that we have to a divine being of in some fashion, in some way. There could also be some aspects of that divinity, if you will, in Hizuru and
also
Inosuke.
the casual bit of like the cop showing up from out of town, right?
Yes.
And then just being like, "Hey, I'm just here to ask some questions," and then immediately it's like, "No, don't say anything, Mio. Who's asking?" And then we just later just see them in a morgue.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh,
yeah,
all right."
And that was Tokiko.
Yeah.
Talking to her father.
Yep.
But the weird thing was that, weirdly enough, why did they have a different name?
Negoro?
Negoro, yeah.
I think that's just one of the nurses.
Oh, I thought that was potentially a thing that they were setting up, that's actually
the
Tokiko.
daughter?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Too tall. And the stuff was kind of being shown to be happening simultaneously.
The editing style does. Oh, yes, it's almost 9. Hurry up and carry it over. Right. So they've been feeding
Heine
intravenously.
Which, let's be real,
the corpses of people that come looking into things and stuff.
We should probably call Heine Hiruko. Because Heine, now that I think about it, especially if Hizuru said it in 14 years ago, that's probably just the name of the girl that got possessed. And Hizuru is actually like the god being.
Sorry, you're just mixing up a whole bunch of names.
Yeah, Hiruko. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love that this is happening now so quickly. It feels like the previous episode was setting up for the conversation that's going to happen in the next episode here.
This feels like a very satisfying like part 2 of the previous episode.
So then part 3 will be, Shinpei's looping death and a big conversation between him and Heine.
Right.
So, all right. Exciting stuff. Like,
Okay.
really
Yeah.
crazy stuff. But Heine, what do you know?
Right. And how is this interaction going to change the rest of the show?
Right.
Because you don't just
This is a midway finale.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what we're setting up here.
Right, you don't go back to status quo after this.
No.
Like that don't happen.
Yeah. So hopefully we knock him out of the waifu. Because
Eventually.
That's
I get
absolutely the
feeling-
reason why she's drawn this way, is because they're going to have lots of interactions
Oh,
with
but
Shinpei.
sympathy. She's cute.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
cute. Yeah, what's the tragic backstory,
Right.
We're
She
gonna see
slaughtered
it.
the whole island, but
No,
but-
her future self did that. She hasn't done it yet,
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just been premeditating it and planning towards it and, orchestrating it.
Death is something everyone wants to avoid. You don't question where the food that that comes to you, that's keeping you alive, the inhumane slaughter of,
Right.
animals and stuff. That
Yeah.
The deforestation that happens because of the certain types of agriculture
Well,
that
see,
we
the thing is,
enjoy and stuff.
but it does matter because we're humans, and so we bring human morals. So it's like, great, you're an eldritch god that needs to consume all life. Fuck you, right? Like,
And that's why it's important to know her tragic backstory so that we
Exactly,
can temper it. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Persona 5 Roll Let's Play on Twitch. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.